Welcome to Module 1, Lesson 1, Lab 1, Configure and Encrypt Passwords. The goal of this lab is to configure passwords on the CTY line and AUX line, to configure local user-specific passwords, and to encrypt the router access passwords. The topology that we are going to use consists of two routers, one Ethernet switch, and one Ubuntu server. We are going to configure the IPv6 on R1 and configure and encrypt the passwords to access R1. So let us get started. First, we need to set the IPv6 for the interface GI00. I will set the host as R1, IPv6 unicast, IPv6 Ceph, and the interface is GI00. The IPv6 address is 2001 DB8 11AA 12:1/64. Boot it up. So end the configuration and show IPv6 interface brief to verify the assignment. Okay, the IPv6 address has been assigned correctly. Now, in the next step, we will configure passwords on the CTY line. We need to enter the configuration mode and switch to line configuration mode using the line con 0 command. Then in the next step we will set the password. The password is IPv6PW, and we will set also the line to log out after 5 minutes of inactivity. Exec timeout is 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes, and we will enable the password checking at the login. Okay, very good. End the configuration, then verify the configuration. We will go all the way to the last of the configuration. Here we can see that line con 0, which is the CTY line, has been configured with the password IPv6PW, and the timeout is 5 minutes. Okay. Now let us check the configuration. So I will exit from the router, then try to access the router. Now it asks me to specify the password. The password is IPv6PW. Okay, very good. Now I got the access. To display information about the terminal port configuration, we need to issue this command, just show line. Now I have all the information about the terminal port configuration, and I can see that I'm using now the CTY because of this star. in front of CTY. Okay. The next step is to configure the aux line password. Configure terminal line aux 0. The password is again IPv6PW, and the exec timeout is 5 minutes. Okay, we will enable the password checking at the login. Okay, end configuration, and now we just want to verify the configuration, and we can see that the aux password has been set. Okay, you can see here, this is the line aux 0, and this is the password. Very good. Now, in the last step in this lab, we are going to configure local user-specific passwords. We will create 3 user accounts and set the password, and we will try to use at least 2 of these accounts to get access to the router using the telnet protocol. So, configure terminal. The first username is user1, and the password is user1. The second username is user2, and the password is the same, user2. And the third username is user3, and his password is user3. Okay, this is for creating local user accounts on the password on the router. Now we will enable the VTY04 line. So we need to switch to this configuration, line configuration, which is VTY04. Okay, now we will enable the password checking at the login local, then define which protocol will be used to connect to the router. Of course, we have the telnet, but I'm going to set all protocol, transport input all protocol, exit the configuration. Okay, and then show the running config. We should see the users. Okay, here we are, user 1, user 2, user 3, and the VTY has been configured as well. Okay, so this is the configuration that we already did for the VTY line. You can see here that the password is clearly shown here. Suppose that you want to hide the password. You don't want any other user sitting just beside you to see the password. So you need to encrypt the password. Encrypt the password is easy to do actually. Just enter the configuration mode and execute this command, service password dash encryption Okay, that's all. Now if I go back to the to show the running configuration, I can see that all the passwords are encrypted. Here we have this is an encryption for the password, okay, for user 1 and also for user 2 and for user 3. Okay, now for the CTY line, the password also encrypted, and for AUX is encrypted. Okay, the last step in this lab, now we want to check the local accounts that we have already created on this router. Remember, we have 3 accounts: user 1 with user 1 password, user 2 with user 2 password, and user 3 with user 3 password. So we want to check these accounts. So I'm going to telnet the router itself, telnet 2001 db811aa 12::1. Okay, very good. Now I will use the first account, which is user 1, to get access to the router. His password is user 1. Okay, very good. I got the access. What about the other user? Let's say user 2. His password is user 2. Okay, I got the access to the router using the local accounts. That's all for the first lab. Thank you for watching. See you in next lab.